It had been 251 regular season games since the Browns last shut out an opponent until today. Arizona came to town hoping that maybe they could find a little magic with their rookie starting quarterback in Clayton Tune, and maybe they could catch the Browns on a bad day. That was not the case. 27-0, an absolute beatdown from the Cleveland Browns defense. Anthony, let's go over a couple of numbers here. 17 passing yards for the game, 58 total yards, 1 of 12 on third down, and that one came in the fourth quarter way after the game had been decided. 7 sacks, 3 takeaways for the Browns defense. Cleveland was unbelievable this afternoon. It's hard to even pick a player of the game defensively. I kind of want to give it to the whole defensive line, but that was a hell of a performance.
Well, and you say all those numbers, and they all could have been more. Like we could have very closed this game with 13 sacks and 5 turnovers forced. I mean, they were just my favorite part about the defense is like when they were on the field, they were like hunting, and you could tell their aggression was just ratcheted up. It was almost like they could smell blood in the water, and they didn't want to give a rookie quarterback on a bad offense an inch like at all, and they were doing everything in their power to do so. I was just so impressed at every single level. Thought the defensive line was elite today. They shut everything down. I thought your linebackers played very, very well. Anthony Walker had his hands on a pick. JOK again was running around making plays. And then the secondary I thought was fantastic. Denzel obviously gets the pick. Nothing happened nothing. You don't even know what to say about the secondary because nothing happened in the air. So it was impressive.
Well, it was especially good because of what we saw the last 2 weeks, right? Especially last week. You know, Seattle comes out and scores 2 touchdowns on their first 2 possessions and then kicks a field goal when they got a takeaway on their next one. And all of a sudden, you've given up 17 points and it's still early in the game. It's like, what is going on here? And then, yes, the defense got right last week. But, you know, Myles Garrett kind of said it in his post-game press conference. He's like, look, they don't have to score. We don't have to give up a yard. So, like, let's go with the attitude that we need to go out and completely dominate somebody. And it just felt like this avalanche because the defense played well, then the crowd got into it, then the defense was feeding off the crowd, and then the crowd was continuing to feed off the fact they were playing well. And, you know, Arizona had nothing. I mean, we're talking about a Cardinals team that on their first 3 plays from scrimmage moved the ball a little bit. And in the 45 plays after those first 3, they had 35 total yards in 45 plays. It's like make-believe. You don't hear that in the NFL ever. It was unbelievable.
They're not even video game numbers. Like that's not even, you can't even say that's like a video game number. That's like playing your little brother in the backyard and not letting him do anything, right? It was so impressive. And, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, the fact that the defense is feeding off the crowd and back and forth, because you could kind of feel, and for the first time this year, you could feel that this team was playing complementary football. Like the offense, although they weren't getting it rolling, they weren't turning it over and giving the ball to the special teams. That Corey Bojorquez was fantastic today, and just pinning the guys deep. And then they pin them deep. The defense was like, all right, hey, try to throw it against us, try to do something. They forced turnovers, they got sacks. And it just that the team played for the first time all year, played as one. And it was really fun to watch. And then the crowd got into it, and it was a whole party down on the lakefront.
Yeah, Grant Delpit was, you know, the single high guy in terms of, team tackles. He had 8 solo and 10 combined. But there were 6 different guys that registered at least half a sack. Obviously, the strip sack fumble that Shelby Harris and Myles Garrett teamed up on. A number of passes defended, including a couple from Denzel Ward, who also came up with a nice interception. Great interception from Sione Takitaki. I mean, the defense right now is playing with an aggressiveness and a cohesion that I just don't think we've seen at this consistent of a level in a long time. It's a lot of fun watching them because they go out there knowing that they are good enough to make one heck of a difference. And it takes a lot of pressure off the offense because they know that they can relax a little bit. The defense is going to handle their business.
and it's really always it's fun when a coordinator is just so in tune with his side of the ball. Like you often see it on the offensive side, and they always talk about when offensive coordinators get in a rhythm. Well, Jim Schwartz is in like a rhythm with this defense where he's letting these guys play to their strength. Like Denzel Ward, when he's playing man coverage, is a top 5 cornerback in the league, bar none. And then you get MJ Emerson, who's an ascending guy who's with his size and his speed and size all combined. Sorry, a lot of S's there, but all of that combined, he's an elite guy too. And you got Schwartz letting these guys play to their strengths, and it's just totally unlocking this defense. And it's really just fun to watch these guys play out of their minds. I will add before I stop yabbing here, Grant Delpit is playing fantastic football. The past couple of weeks, he flies around like a missile, and he makes his presence known, and he's playing really, really good football.
Yeah, probably the best football of his professional career, in my opinion. My word of encouragement for Browns fans would be enjoy this, because this doesn't happen very often, and you should celebrate the fact that your defense is playing like this. And also, Baltimore absolutely embarrassed Seattle today. I've got the numbers in front of me here. Baltimore held Seattle to 1 of 12 on third down, 6 first downs the whole game, and Seattle ran 47 plays for 151 yards. And that offense is certainly capable. Also, Seattle was outpossessed by 20 minutes. They just couldn't get anything going. So enjoy the fact that the Browns defense played like this today, and that they've now done this twice in the first 8 games of the season, and hope that they can dial up a similar performance when they play Baltimore on the road next weekend, because the Ravens look like the real deal, and the good news is Cleveland certainly has one of the best defenses in the NFL. For Anthony Moeglin, I'm Brendan Gulick. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit here from Cleveland Browns Stadium. 27-0, a shutout win for the Cleveland Browns. Pretty impressive. Haven't done that in 16 years. The second longest shutout streak, or I should say shutout drought in the NFL is officially snapped. We'll see if Cleveland can keep things rolling. For more, head over to BrownsDigest.com.